So I'm going to address something in the elephant in the room, but at the same time about something that's very commemorative for me. For those who have followed me since the name change, before then, who followed me for your last 10, 15 years on this platform, let alone on all of my social media, today is a very special day. And yet I can't do anything about it because I can't do something commemorative other than this video because I'm working on a few things. Today is the anniversary, the 10-year anniversary, if I'm correct, of my debut vocal project, The World According To, back when I was called Yoku Masaki or RH. Around 2011, I wanted to put out a musical vocal project because I had finally gotten to the point where I wanted to start making a name established for myself as a vocal artist. This was my debut project, by the way. Now, I have released instrumental projects over the years leading up to this, from back in 2004, 2003, and so on, all the way down to 2010. I started releasing instrumental projects. Some of them I still have up on my Bandcamp. Some of them I had on other social media and stuff. Some of them I released digitally through just downloaded link sharing. But it wasn't until 2011 I decided to finally start writing and recording. Now, I only had a microphone and a laptop to work with, but at the same time, I at least got to plan things out when it came to this project. And I still consider this a project that's memorable to me. Now, is it my favorite project? Honestly, not. I can honestly say that confidently it's not my favorite project, but it was something that I at least know I was proud to get the ground off because it would lead to things such as my follow-ups from that project, such as Yoku versus the World, and of course, Delta Nexus, the last project that I would release. Now, in commemoration of this event, because I had remembered that the first record I wrote, which was Infatuation, I wrote based on a relationship I was dating, a distant relationship that I was dealing with. And unfortunately, while that relationship got a lot more, unfortunately, sad and toxic in a sense of it, I don't regret looking back on that record. I don't. Infatuation was a very momentous moment for me, a record that was produced by Thelonious Martin that I just decided on the whim to write to. It wasn't even my production that was allowed of it, if anything. But I still, to this day, appreciate the fact that I did that record and the fact that the record, the way it was planned out. But at least I can say that looking back, I can also attest that to music in a way, because we all know hip hop is many of our first love. And I can also attest it to that as well, metaphorically. So that's how I look at it, which is why the art design of the cover changed a little bit. But aside from that, every other project, every other song I did on there, I got to rap on a beat from Charles Hamilton that I was able to be confident in. I was able to do production, most of the records on there, other than other people. It was the first time ever that I got to establish myself as a vocal artist and not just a producer, because I look back at artists from Pharrell, Timbaland, Kanye West, who all were known for doing production, but then later on started doing vocal arrangement work. And they all were influenced from me. But it wasn't until Charles Hamilton that I decided to finally write and record my own music and my own productions. And that's a rarity of a situation happen. Now, recently, I think earlier this year and last year, I re-released one of the songs from that album, which is on my own, under my new alias, of course, to make sure that I keep ownership of the records. However, this is what brings me to the certain situation. As you probably have noticed, I have taken all of my entire discography off of digital streaming platforms. So you will not find it on Spotify, in iTunes, or anything. There's a reason for that. The reason is because of the distribution. Now, when I first released these records, I released them from a company called Level Music, which was a distribution company that was owned by Warner Brothers Music, which means I was getting a major backing from those records. Unfortunately, Level Records has shut down. So earlier this year, I unfortunately had no choice but to go to DistroKid. And if you've ever worked with DistroKid with distribution, you know DistroKid is absolutely fucking terrible. They are absolutely terrible. And so I just had enough of what DistroKid was not doing to help push my work out. So I have decided intentionally to remove all of my music off of that platform. Now, I am currently in the process of next year releasing my work under a new distribution. And hopefully this distribution will be a little bit better. So the music will be back on streaming platforms. My podcast, however, is still up. You can still find my podcast, The House of Black, on all digital platforms and on YouTube. However, when it comes to my music, it's down for now, and the only place that you can find it at the moment is my Bandcamp. But it will be up along with more other records that I will be releasing, including The World According To, which I will finally be putting together. Now I'm going to be putting a re-release of that project sometime next year. But here's the thing. There will be a few of the records that will be taken out because of the fact that I have made it very my clear rule that I do not want to give a platform of my work to people I no longer associate with. And there are 2 or 3 people that I worked on this project with that I no longer associate with. The same thing was with Yoku versus the World. So if you're wondering why there's a few records missing, it's because of that. Yoku versus the World will be back as well on streaming platform. I just haven't been around the time to do anything on that. But if you did listen to my record, if you do remember The World According To, let me know what record was your favorite. I would love to know that. And if you have not checked it out, it's still available on my Bandcamp. Just look up my old name, Yoku Masaki Bandcamp. But to those who were here since that record, I thank you, because if it wasn't for me launching myself from that musical aspect of my career, it wouldn't have evolved to the photography career I have now. And as I stated before, while I do not have any intent of going back to making music at the moment, while the itch is always still there, I do know that I appreciate the records that I was able to put out because I was able to do something that most people on my perspective have not been able to do. And I would not be remiss if I don't remind y'all that this and next month are the last time you can pre-order my EP vinyl special edition, Son of Sharonda, which is still available on my website. I would suggest you get it because after December 1st, this will not be available at all. So if you want this record, which features songs, including 2 of them from my albums, you might want to get on that now. The link will be on my website at Jirai Media under shop, and you can look for the pre-order there. The pre-orders will be available on my mom's birthday, December 1st. You have until now, before December 1st, to pre-order. I suggest you do that now. Thank you.